Good morning, everyone. Uh, Welcome to our next session of Unix. So we are discussed in the previous two sessions. We have discussed some commands in Unix and how they works with the files and directories. All we have discussed. And today, what I want to do is I want to show you the execution of those commands which we have discussed till now, and that means just we have seen the PowerPoint presentation. In that I have explained how they works and everything, but today we will experience in real time how they works when we perform those commands in the terminal of any Unix flavor. So today I'm using one of the application which is a CoCalc. You can also find it in the Google. So it can be used as a terminal, but most of the commands will work, but some may not work. And today we'll check whether they are working or not. So uh, so till now we have discussed some commands in the previous class 3 and class 4. So in the class 3 we have seen how a user can log into the system by using his username and password. So once he logged into the system, he will find a dollar prompt. Similarly, here also you are getting a prompt, dollar prompt here. So let us see how the commands will work. Because see, I'm using an application. It is not a terminal, so the log name may or may not work here. So I will check whether the log name command is working or not. So see, when I'm typing log name and pressing enter, it was showing that no login name. Because I'm not using terminal here, you will not find any login name because I am anonymous user now. So it will not have any login name. Fine. And then we will move into our next command, that is pwd. This command, as I said, it is used to find the present working directory. Because I am an anonymous user, let us check whether what it was showing. So whenever you type pwd at the command prompt and press enter, it was showing home user. So now I am a user under the directory home. So because I don't have any login name, it was not showing anything. So my present working directory is home user. As I'm not known to this application, I will create, what I want to do is I will create one directory so that I can store all my work under that directory. So I'm creating one directory with my name so that I can do all the stuff here. So it was showing that file already exists. Let us check whether it is existed or not. So previously I have created this directory, so it was showing existed. So what I would do is I will change to the directory. So by using cd command, I'm changing to the directory. See, now I'm getting a prompt. Before that, I'm getting my name. Now I am here a user with the name Kishore. So if you check now pwd, that is the present working directory, it was showing, it will show that home user Kishore. So under home directory, under user directory, I am one of the user with the name Kishore. So from this moment, whatever the commands we will execute will be under the directory Kishore. So let us check what are the other commands we need to practice. So pwd we have seen right now. Now clear. Let us see clear command. So as you are finding some commands on the screen, if you type clear here and press enter, everything will be erased. So you are getting a clear screen. So whenever you require that command, you can use that. Fine. Then the next command we used is exit command. So because we are not in not logged into the terminal, we cannot use exit command. So we are not going to exit from anything. So we will not going to use that. And date command. See, let us see, use the date command. So what it is displaying. So whenever I am typing date and pressing enter, it was showing that Sunday, August 23rd, 13:41:60. That is the current time according to UTC. It is not IST, it is somewhat some other thing. That is UTC. Year is 2020. So similarly, whenever you use the date command, you will find this type of things, like it will shows the current date, also the time. Because it was showing 13:41 because it is not Indian Standard Time, so that's why it is showing like that. Okay. Uh, then what we can do is we can use the other commands also. So the next command what we have discussed is who am I. Let's check whether it is working or not. So who am I. am I? So what is it showing? It is showing user. You are a user. So as I said, whenever you type who am I command in Unix, it will show some output like this. As what are the whoever the current users who are logged in. That means here there are 4 users. There is a they are using some terminals 1564 something like that. It will shows. But whereas we are using an application, it is not showing anything. It is just showing you are a user. Okay. Then the next command is finger command. I also think that the finger command will not works here. Again, it is not a Unix. So the command not found because only Unix uses this finger command. Other flavors of Unix will not use this finger command. So you are not getting anything. It was showing command not found. Fine. No problem. The other command will work. So we'll clear the screen first. So we'll go to the next command, that is cal command. So let us see how the cal command works here. So I'm typing cal, then followed by enter. So what it shows? It shows the current month's calendar. But in Unix, when you use cal command, it will displays the 3 months calendar. That is the previous month's, current months, and the next month calendar. But in this application, you are getting only the current month calendar and the date it was showing in black letters. That is 23rd. So similarly, as we have discussed, cal command can be used to display the total months. That means, for example, I am going to display the month, say for example, 1990s total calendar. So, so now see, it was displayed all the months calendar. See, so now cal 1990 we have typed, and we are got all the 12 months calendar. Here we are able to display it. So again, I am going to clear the screen. Similarly, cal command also can be used to display a single month's calendar of any year. Say, for example, 2000 March. So 3, the month is 3, and the year is, wait a second, cal space 3 space, so 1998. So see, so it is going to display the March month's calendar of 1998. So cal command can be used in 3 ways. Simple cal command will display your current month, or cal year will display all the months. And give me a second. And if you use a month, particular month within a year, so it is going to display the particular month only. So it's going to happen, right? Then then uh, the next command we go to practice is banner command. uh, don't think that banner command will work here. Banner command will not works in any other application other than Unix. So I'm going to type a name, my name. So again, it will shows command not found, because as I said earlier, banner command will works in only in Unix. So uh, you cannot experience how the banner command will going to display so in any other than Unix flavors, right? Then what are the other commands we have discussed till now? Init commands. As I said, init commands are for administrator. So we are not the administrator now. We cannot use them. Then creating files, that we can do here. So creating files, there are 2 commands. One is touch command. So as I said, now we are not having anything in our directory. So let us display those things. ls command is showing nothing because we don't have anything in our present directory. That is my name Kishore don't have anything till now. So now what I am going to do is I am going to create some files using touch command. So as I said, the syntax for touch command is touch followed by a file name. So for example, I am going to create a file name with F1, then press enter. So automatically it will takes you to the prompt symbol where that means the command is executed successfully. So to check whether the F1 file is created or not, you can use ls command so that you can check what are the files available in the current directory. So see, it was showing F1. That means now the Kishore directory is having a file F1 which is created by using touch command. Okay, as I said, touch command is used to only create file names. It cannot be used to store any content in the files. It cannot be done. So similarly, touch command can be used to create a number of files at a time, any number of files quickly. we will try to create some files. Say for example, I'm going to create three files, f2, f3, f4 using touch command. So the syntax is touch followed by f2, f3, f4. Again, let us check whether those files have been created or not. So now see, previously we have created f1 file, now we have created f2, f3, f4 files. All the files will not have any information, right? Because we are using touch command. Now the second command is what we have discussed in the second command is cat command. So cat command will use to create some files. So what is the syntax? Cat followed by greater than symbol followed by a file name. So for example, I'm going to create a file cat f5. Now see, whenever you type cat greater than f5 and press enter, it will wait until you feed something to the file. So this, say for example, I'm going to store some information like this is Unix class, and this is uh, third year. I'm going to store something like this. So how to store the data information in the file? Press Control D. So once you press Control D, it will take you to the command prompt. So that means the command has been executed successfully and the contents are stored in the file F5. So now how to check whether the contents are stored in the F5 file or not? We use simple cat command, that is cat followed by file name only. So there is a big difference between cat greater than F5 and cat F5. Greater than is used to create, and normal cat command is used to display the contents of that file. So what we have stored in F5 till now, this is Unix class, this is third year. So see, it was showing that this is Unix class, this is third year. It showed that the F5 file contains this information. It has showed. Okay, again I will clear. uh, Students, give me 1 second. Sorry students. Okay. uh, Now, so cat command, we have displayed the contents of the file. Now by using cat double greater than, what is this double greater than? Double greater than is used to append files. Appending files means we want to adds information which is the add information to the file which is already in existence. So as I used f1, f2, f3, f4 files using touch command, those files don't have any information. Now I'm going to insert some information into them. So for that, what we need to do is we need to use a double greater than f1 command. So now what we are going to do is we are going to insert some information into the already existing file, that is f1. So here I am going to insert, say for example, MVR. I want to store in that file. So again, same process. Press Ctrl D. So that means F1 file is stored. Similarly, by using the same command, I am going to store information to F2 file also, which is also a zero size file till now. Now here I am using, say for example, I want to store CSE, and same process is pressing Ctrl D. You will going to say store the information. So let us check cat F1. What is this cat F1? MVR, which I have stored. Similarly, cat F2. See what is cat F2? It will show CSC. So in this way, you can, what you can do, you can store information to the already existing file by using cat double greater than, that is cat appending. So what are the other commands we have learned? So touch we have seen, control cat command we have seen. We have appended files. Then merging files, right? See, so merging of files we will see. So as you see, F1 and F2, there are two files, which is in which F1 is having one sentence MVR and F2 is having another sentence CSC. Now what I want to do is I want to copy these two files, F1 and F2 file, into another new file. That is, say for example f6, I want to create a new file which should be the combination of f1 and f2. What is f1? F1 is having MVR and f2 is having CSE. Now what we want to do is I want to copy both those contents, that is MVR and CSE, into a single file. Now let us see what happens. So because command prompt appears again, that means it is already executed successfully. Let us check whether cat f6. Now f6 should contain the combination of f1 and f2. Let us check. You see, the f6 file is having MVR and CSE, both the contents of f1 and f2 it is having. So in this way you can merge or combine files by using this type of cat command syntax, right? Then what is the next command? The next command is uh, wait, removing files. You can give me 1 second. సార్ని వచ్చేమని చెప్పండి. Okay, removing files. So how to remove files we will see. Okay, so till now we are having in our Kishore directory we are having f1, f2, f3, f4 files and f5 and f6. And f3, f4 doesn't have anything because we have used created them by using touch command. F3, f4 files don't have anything. So for that I am want to remove those files. So syntax for removing files is rm f3. So rm f3 means we are going to remove f3 files. Let us check it is removed or not. So now see, F1, F2, F4, F5, F6 are there, but F3 is already removed. Similarly, we can use RM F4 also to remove the file. So RM F4 will remove F4 also. So now see, only F1, F2, F5, F6 are available. Similarly, you can use RM command for any number of files at the same time, and also you can use RM star to remove all the files in the directory, which I am not going to do that right now. Okay, you can practice in your own, right? Interactive method. So interactive method, let us check whether we can remove or not. So as I said, the interactive method is the rm command will use -i option so that we can remove a file. Say for example I'm going to remove a file. I'm going to remove a file f6 with the interactive method. So when I'm using -i option with f6, what I have told earlier that this rm command will not remove f6 directly. It will first ask for the confirmation so that we can check whether to remove or not. If you want to remove it, till remove it, you can remove that, or otherwise you can also press n to not remove them. So see, it is asking remove regular file f6 question mark. That means it was asking. Now if you press y, it will be removed. If you press no, it will not be. So I am pressing n for not removing the file. So that's it. So still f6 file will be in existence. So f6 is also already there. It is not removed because I am not pressed y. So if I press y, there it will be removed. Okay, then the next command is mkdir. So till now what are the commands we have discussed are all related to files. So now we will move into di- directories. So first of all let us check whether how to create a directory. So I'm going to create a directory with the name CSC, for example. So see, whatever the things I'm doing, I'm doing all the things under the directory name Kishore. So, okay, so I'm going to create a directory with CSC. Let us check whether the directory has been created or not by using ls command. See, here you found 4 files which are already there. Now see, CSC is again created. Now see, the difference between the files and directories here is given by in the form of colors. So all the files are in black letters, but the directory is in blue letter. So that is the difference here we can observe, right? So CSC directory has been removed. I mean, not, it has been created. Fine. Similarly, you can use mkdir with some other I mean like some number of directories at once. So mkdir, if I want to create, say for example, 1 2 3 directories at the same time, I can do that. So now if you check with using ls command, you will find 1 2 3 directories, csc directory which is created earlier, and then all the files which are all under the directory with the name Kishore, right? So as I said, once you create a directory, for example, here I created a directory CSE. If you press pwd here, you will find what you find: home, under home, user, user under user. I am Kishore. I am working now. Now, if I want to go to the directory which I have created under Kishore, that is, say for example, CSC, what I need to do is I need to use cd command. Cd command stands for change directory command. So once I have used change directory command and I want to move into the CSC directory, you need to type cd space the directory name, then press enter. Now see, you find at the command prompt, now I am under CSC, which is under Kishore. If you try to type the pwd command here, it will shows home, user. Under user there is a directory Kishore. Under this Kishore we are using now CSC. There you can do anything. For example, I am creating some files under CSC. Say for example, I am creating files like x, y, z. So I have created 3 files here. If you type ls here, you will find xyz. Okay, so how to come back from the directory? That is cd space double dot will take you one step back. Now from CSC you have came back to my directory, that is Kishore. Now if you type ls here, you will not find those xyz files because those xyz files are under CSC, and now we are searching for the directory Kishore. So you will not find those xyz files here, right? So like this you can do. And removing directory, so that is rmdir, you can remove the directory. So here I will use rmdir to remove the directory CSC. Now let us see how it will be removed, whether it is removed or not. Let us see. So what it is showing, failed to remove CSC because the directory is not empty. As I what I had done earlier, I have created some files under CSC, XYZ files I have created. Because now CSC is not empty, it will not be removed. So what we need to do, first of all, you need to go to CSC directory. So by using cd command, and under CSC we need to remove those XYZ files first. So how to remove those XYZ files? By using rm command. So now XYZ files will be removed. You can check with the ls command. So removed. Then you come back to your own directory, that is Kishore. Now if you try to remove them, remove the directory CSC. See, now it will be removed. So you can check using ls. Now see, the Kishore directory doesn't have that CSC directory. It is removed. But only thing you need to remember to remove a directory is, if you want to remove a directory, you need to first remove the contents of the directory. Then only you can be able to remove the directory. And then rmdir also having some options, as I have told you, that is minus r option. That is minus r means in reverse order. If you have so many directories, that can be used. But so present, because I am having only few directories, it cannot be shown. Similarly, minus ri interactive method. And also you can use minus r, capital R, also can be used to remove directory which is recursively. Recursively means you need not to go to the directory and need not to remove those files. You can directly use rm minus r, so that everything in the directory can be removed. So these are the things which we have discussed in the class 3. And now we'll move to class 4, and what are the things we have discussed till now, we will see. So in class 4 we have discussed about some sort of commands like cp and move. Those commands we have discussed. Let us see what are those and how they will work. So till now I think everyone got what we are doing. So we are going to clear it. Now cp. So first of all, let us see what is we are having. We are having ls, four files: f1, f2, f5, and f6, in which I think f5 is having nothing. Yeah, it's having this is Unix class, this is third year. Let us check what is F6 is having. F6 is also having, no, so F6 is the combination of F1 and F2. So now you keep in mind that F1 file is having MVR, F2 file is having CSE, F5 file is having this is Unix class and this is third year, and F6 is the combination of F1 and F2. Okay, fine. So okay, now see, if now I want to copy this F6 file and I want to create another file, say for example F7. So what I want to do is I want to copy the contents of F6. The contents are nothing but MVR and CSE into a new file which name is F7. Let us see what happens. So I think the command has been executed successfully, and the F7 file has been created. So let us check. Yes, F7 file has been created. Now also check whether this F1 F7 file is having the same contents as F6. Yes, because F6 is also having MER CSE, F7 is also having MER CSE. And similarly, we can use CP command with -i as I told earlier. So, for example, again F6 and F7. So, I want to copy F6 file into F7, but in interactive method. So, before copying, it will ask whether to overwrite F7 or not, because already F7 is there. It will ask for the confirmation to overwrite it. If you press Y, then it will be overwritten, or otherwise it will not. So, I am pressing here N. I don't want to overwrite it, so it will not be overwritten. Even though if you overwritten it also, no issue, because F6 and F7 files are both are same. So like this you can use CP command. And now I want to remove F7 because I don't want this. So I have removed F7. So now I am again having only three directories: F1, F2, F5, F6 and files. Now let us see what is MV command. So now see, I'm using MV command. So I want to move the contents of F6 into a new file, say F7. So what is the difference between this MV and CP is, in CP command, both the old and new files will be there in your directory. That is the difference between CP and MV. But in MV, whenever you are renaming the file, that means your MV command is used to rename a file. So now you are going to rename F6 as F7. So definitely the F6 will not be there in your directory, only F7 will be created. Let us check. So previously F6 is there. Now see, F6 will not be there because F6 file is renamed as F7. So MV command is always used to rename a file. That means the old file will not be there and the new file will be created with the same contents as F6. So if you can check, cat F7 is having the same contents which are held by F6 previously. So in this way you can also use this MV command, right? So this is the MV command which we have discussed now, and let us check the WC command. So how the WC command? Let us check. So for that I will clear uh, the screen. So now what I am having is I am having F1 up to F5. Let us check what are the contents of F5 first. So F5 is having, this is Unix class and this is third year, it is having. So this F5 file has contains two lines and some words and some characters. So now what is this WC command? The WC command is always used to count the number of lines, words and characters in the given file. So for that I am using the syntax WC followed by the file name. So for example F5, I want to check the number of lines, the number of words and the number of characters of the F5 file. So let us see what is it showing. So it is showing that there are two lines, 8 words, 34 characters in the file F5. The first column 2 is showing the number of lines. The number 8 is showing that is the number of words it is having, and the 34 is the Ganipati number of characters. So keeping remember that whenever you are counting number of characters, space is also a character. So it will also count the spaces, and the last column gives us the file name, right? So the same WC command can be used for all the files at once. So F1, F2, F3. So F3 is not there. So F2, F5, and F7. So whenever you are using WC command at once with all the files, so it will show the result like this. Now it is showing that F1 file contains one line, one word, four characters. F2 file contains one line, one word, four characters, and F5 file contains two lines, 8 words, 34 characters, and F7 file contains two lines, 2 words and 8 characters. And the last row represents the total number of lines those files are having. Similarly, the total number of words, and similarly the total number of characters the file, the all the files are having. This is the output you will get whenever you use wc command with all the with several number of files. So now WC command have several options as I said earlier. For example, whenever you are using minus L option with any file name, so WC minus L stands that you are going to find the number of lines in the file F5. So only it will display only one numeric, that is number 2, because the F5 file is having only 2 lines, and it will also followed by the file name. Similarly, WC minus W will gives you only the number of words in that file F5. Sorry, so WC minus W followed by F5. Now see, it will only display 8 and F5. It will not displays the number of lines and characters now. Only displays the number of words because we have given WC minus W option. Similarly, minus C will gives you the number of characters in that file. So that is 34 characters in file F5. And also, as I said earlier, you can use the combination of those options. So LC, that means you are going to display the number of lines and characters in the file F5. So now you will get two numerics, that is number 2 is nothing but the number of lines and 34 is the number of characters only. Here you will not get the number of words. Similarly, you can also use any combination of these three. So WC minus LC. I'm using, say for example, WC I'm using here. So that is only number of words and number of characters it will going to display. So in this way you can use the WC command to count the number of lines, words, characters. You may find it's very simple, but whenever your file is having thousands of pages, then if you want to count the number of words, lines, and characters, you can use this WC command so that you can find them easily. And the next character, whatever the things we have discussed till now, I'm showing here. Now the ls command. So ls command is used to list all the files in the directory. As we are used this ls command in the previous, earlier also, you can easily find that how to use and everything. And similarly, we want to discuss about all these ls minus options with ls command, and we will going to display the last one, ls minus l, because we don't have the time. So ls minus l, that is minus l is nothing but the long list. So now I am going to display a long list of files which the current directory Kishore is having. So whenever you use ls minus l option, it was showing that 6 means nothing but there are 6 items available in your directory. So if you observe carefully, you will find the first letter is very important because the first letter is hyphen for normal file and D for a directory. Similarly, if it is a link file, it will shows L. So the first letter is nothing but the type of a file, that is D for directory, hyphen for normal file, a dot for a hidden file, and L for linked files. And next 9 characters you need to observe here carefully. This is the permissions of the files. So as I told you earlier that we have a separate concept for file permissions, which we are going to discuss in the next class itself. So here you will find 9 columns here. In the 9 columns there are separated by three columns. Three columns. The first 3 letters, that is RWX. See, if you observe, these are the file permissions of the owner. Owner means who created that file is the owner of that file. So RWX is the file permissions for the owner. R stands for read and W stands for write and X stands for execute permissions. And the next 3 characters are the permissions of the group which the owner belongs to. So what is the group, what is the user, we'll discuss in the next class. So now here you will, if you observe, there is no W there. So that means this group doesn't have write permission of the for the file. Similarly, for others other than the group members, there is again only read and execute permissions are there, no write permission is there. And the number two is nothing but the links that file are having. What is this? Yes, links, number of links that the file is having. So what are the links, what are the uses of links, we will discuss again in the next class. For the time being, you need not to bother about that. Then the next column represents the user. So who created that file is nothing but the user. And next one is the group name, that is the user, this user who belongs to which group. That means if user belongs to user group, then it will shows this is the then the first column is nothing but the name of the owner of the file, and the second column represents the name of the group which the owner belongs to. And then the next three columns, four columns are nothing but the date and time when the file is created, and the last column represents the name of the file. That is 1, 2, 3 are directories because we are having D here. So 1, 2, 3 are directories, and the remaining four are files, right? And then we'll move to the wild characters. So this is very important. So wild characters, how we can use meta characters to search files, that we are going to discuss now, right? Okay. Now for that, what I want to do is I want to create some files using touch commands. For example, cat, rat, a, double a, triple a, a, b, c, a, c, a, c, t, b, 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 a, t, something like this I will create. So these are all the file names I'm going to create. These file names will be used to explain how the meta characters are going to be used with to search the file names in a directory. So I have created all of them. Let us list out all the things. So now here see, there are three directories, 1, 2, 3, and then there are a lot of files available now. Okay, now we will see. So now we will going to use all the meta characters one by one. So there are, as I said, there are only four meta characters. Those are star, question mark, square brackets, and hyphen. Let us first discuss about star. So let us check how star can be used. Now what I'm doing is, if I'm typing a, then star. So what I mean to search here is, if you type ls a star means I want to search all the files whose starting letter must be A followed by anything. So the first letter of the file must be A. Other than that, we don't need to bother anything about that. So all the file names with starting letter will be A will be displayed on the screen. Let us check. So see, so in the above list of files which are having in the current directory, now only the files which are having starting letter as A are only displayed here. Now see, a file with the name A, because its starting letter and ending letter is A, so it is displayed. Similarly, A again the starting letter is A. Similarly, all the files whose starting letter is A are going to be displayed. Similarly, you can also use like ls star A. Now what I'm going to look is the file. I'm going to display all the files whose ending letter is A. I'm going to display now. Now see, there are only three files because again, as I said, single A means the starting and ending letter is A, and here two A's means the ending letter is A, and three A's means the ending letter is A. So remaining all files doesn't have the last letter is A. So we are not going to display that. Okay. Similarly, also you can also use like this. For example, ls a star a. Now see, so see here now I'm going to search for all the files whose starting and ending letter must be A, but in between it may be anything. So if, let us check. Now see, only there are two files whose starting letter and ending letter is A. So now if you check here, there is only two letters A and A because starting letter is A and ending letter is A, but in between there is nothing, even though it is displaying that, because it may be anything. Star means anything. It may be a blank, or it may be a dot, it may be any character, it may be any numeric also, it is going to display it. So you'll get like this. Similarly, now I am using ls ls I'm going to use question mark meta character now. So ls a and question mark. Now you need to understand what is this question mark. As I said, question mark always represents used to represent a single character. So whenever you are giving ls a question mark means the file name will be only of two characters length. So a and question mark. So question mark may be anything, but it should be only a single character. So now it will going to display only two letter files whose first letter must be a. Let us see. So because in the above example there is only one file which is having two characters length. Again there is another letter file which is also having two letters, but two letters length, but the starting letter is not A. So only A is displayed. Or else you can also like here ls A, then question mark. For example, I'm using two question marks here. That what it means is I'm going to check for all the files whose starting letter is A and which length is only of 3 characters. So now here only 3 characters files will be displayed, and also it should satisfy the condition is that the first letter must be A. So see, now there are 4 files has been displayed whose length is only 3 characters, and all files are having first letter as A. So A as the first letter. So in this way, question mark also can be used. For example, again you can use like A question mark A. Yeah, what it means? Again, we are searching for 3 letters length file names, but in those files, which the first letter and the last letter must be A. Let us check whether there is any file or not. Yes, there is only one file A, whose starting and ending letter is A. In between, there may be anything. Like this, we can search for all the files. Now, the third meta character is nothing but a square bracket. So let us see how to check square brackets. So I'm using square brackets here. So I'm using AEAU here, and then I'm using a star. Now what it means? It means that whenever you are putting something in between these two square brackets, it means that any character of the among these 5. So I am switching for all the files whose starting letter is A or E or I or O or U. So any of these 5 can be there as a starting letter, and those files I want to display it. Now let us see. So see here I am able to display all these files whose starting letter is A. Because we don't have any files whose starting letter is E or I or O or U, we are not going to display it. This system is not going to display them. Similarly, you can use ls exclamatory mark symbol. You can also use with this. So I'm using AEIOU again. So just watch carefully what is the difference between the previous command and this command. So in the previous command I have given what I have given ls AEIOU. Now what I'm going to give is ls same command I'm giving, but I have put a exclamatory mark here. Exclamatory mark is nothing but a not command. That means now I am going to search for all the files whose starting letter is not A or E or I or O or U. I am going to search. Now if you observe that there are several files displayed. Among these files, no file is containing the starting letter as A or E or I or O or U. Similarly, directories also has been displayed because all the directory names also it will consider. So in this way you can use the square bracket. So with this square bracket you also can use a range, that is hyphen symbol. So if you type ls127, for example, if you type like this and put a star mark there. So now see what. So I'm going to search for all the file names whose starting letter is 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7. So I'm going to search for these type of files. So because we are having 3 directories whose names are in the range of the command which we have given, that is 1 to 7. So 1, 2 and 3 are falls in between 1 to 7. Therefore, those files have been displayed on the screen. So in this way, you can use meta characters as the combination, or that depends upon how you are going to search or what type of files you are going to search. That depends. So you can use these wild characters like that. And linking of files and everything, as I said, I will continue with the next session. So till now, I hope that everyone got the clarification regarding all the commands which we have discussed till now, how they can be executed, what will be the syntax and everything. So you can also use, if you don't have any Ubuntu or any Unix flavor, you can use this application. You can directly type cocalc in the Google and you will get, and you can just press the run terminal now button so that you will get this prompt and you can practice. Okay, hope you will do that, and thank you for watching. Keep watching. Thank you very much.